I've carried resistance to multiverse and quantum jumping and what I feel are scientific terms inappropriately used in spirituality. And today I'm going to ask, Thoth, could you please illuminate these issues and dynamics in a way that I can trust and use more effectively? And with this, I give you Thoth. Begin where you effectively know the truth to rest. It is not necessary to argue with the way people identify dynamics. It is, however, valuable for you to recognize how their framing influences what they experience. In many ways, this is the heart of the question you asked. The way you frame your understanding of reality has a dramatic impact on what you will experience. In this, many people are framing their reality without recognizing that is what they are doing. And the context through which they perceive shapes what they perceive, and yet they do not know that it is their own power shaping what they perceive. In the context of what you are referring to as a multiverse, I encourage you to accept that it would be most appropriate to appreciate that people really are accessing entirely different vibrational relationships to this reality. It is not necessary to accept multiple realities. It is necessary to recognize that it is your consciousness that is shaping your relationship to them. Thus, when you consider that you are accessing a place in which you yourself have lived an alternate possibility, it is crucial that you understand that it is not you alone who accesses this. You are accessing patterns. And as you access this pattern, you are living through the potential in something closer to a dream state than a full equivalent to what you live now in this body. To appreciate this power is to give you much more access to the potentials. The potentials are here. They are designed to stay with you, and you have not been given full access to these potentials, specifically because you would not have known how to use them. This has not been disrespectful on our part. It has been crucial. Your fears will hijack your choices if you witness too much through the lens of fear. Be present with this gift that I am offering you. The presence of your fear exists in the way you see. If you see through a lens of fear, the same potential that could have been something else gets bent towards fear. This does not mean never feel fear. It means be conscious of the power of your fear to reshape reality. Discussing the dynamics between conscious, unconscious, and consciousness beyond you. It is inappropriate to conflate an understanding of divine presence with unity itself. The gift of imagining that you are a part of everything is that you are able to witness those aspects of yourself in a manner that reveals their interconnection with that which is around you. The curse of doing this is that you include in your understanding of yourself a great deal of consciousness which it is not appropriate for you to include within your understanding of yourself. It would be closer to truth to reveal that in a certain respect, there are seeds of many ways of being within everyone. And yet, many of those seeds are not planted, and they do not need to be planted. It is not appropriate to take responsibility for everything you encounter as if it is simply a reflection of yourself. The gift in doing this is that you stop blaming external sources for your problems and learn to self-reflect honestly and even uproot those plants which you have inadvertently planted. However, if you do not also recognize that you may well encounter aspects of reality which you have no interest in participating in, you will fail to realize that the need in this encounter is for you to simply say no. It is akin to accepting that yes, you do have the seed of this potential within you, and yet you can choose never to plant it. Even this analogy is inappropriate in that you do not have to hold that which you choose not to be. To accept that the many potentials in this reality do exist in certain forms, and yet that their density is not equivalent, is to give yourself the gift of a true appreciation for what is. When you witness potential, it comes to life because you are witnessing it. What you know of as life is the gift of the world witnessing you in a form she agreed to witness you within. She offered you a body. She offered your soul a journey that included many bodies. These were and are her terms to relate with you. In many ways, she hopes to teach you a similar discipline. Yes, it is appropriate to understand that which you come within proximity to as relevant aspects of yourself. And yet, in many cases, the sheer magnitude of their relevance is to say no. The world you inhabit is not the only world here. And yet, what you may witness as many worlds are sometimes not equivalents. It is very common for individuals to dream of full lifetimes within small spans of one night. If you relate to this as something that exists as an equivalent to the life you are living, you will misinterpret the gift of the experience. If you understand that the pattern, when witnessed through your presence in dream time, gives you the opportunity to move through various karmas, then you will have a more appropriate relationship to this potential. In other words, it would be best that you not think that there are many universes. It would be better that you do consider that there are many frequencies, fields of existence within each world that you could inhabit. And the gift of this offers you the presence to be in where you are. To be in where you are. Knowing that you can depart from this space in order to experience enough of another way, to work through energies that do not fit. At a juncture where it might be relevant for you to leave where you are, it is necessary that you have the ability to know the difference between what you bring with you and what you leave behind. In order to correctly understand this difference, you must be able to recognize what is and is not you to begin with. To look within the choices you are making is to be present with them for what they are. The full power of your presence has often been created before you understand what you are doing. Again, this has been put into place to serve you, to prevent you from making sloppy choices that would be unavoidable until you transcend certain relationships to your fears and anguish and regret. Unaddressed, these choices become the forces of the future. When you do not understand that they are choices, you allow forces to push you into the way you witness reality. To take ownership over this dynamic is to appreciate that many of the forces you call yourself are not really you. They are plants that others have planted in you. They are energies and ways of relating to energies that you would not consciously choose to include as part of you. The mere possibility of understanding this gives you access to the dynamics that will allow you to change much more deeply. In the same way, quantum fields invoke patterns of energy which frame reality. You can learn where your focus and intention can most dramatically influence the reality you live within. You need not trick yourself into this by presuming that every potential exists in equal measure. You can, however, access this potential by recognizing the inherent presence of multiple patterns of potential that you bring into existence by learning how to tune into them. If you do this by presuming that you are talking to a version of yourself that lives this way, then you do not recognize that you are extending your understanding of self to include that which you may converse with in this manner. If you do this in a way that effectively creates an anchor in the potentials you choose, you will be unlikely to let go of the mechanism you have used to accomplish your goal. And yet I invite you to recognize an even deeper gift. We are offering you access to the templates of divine presence on earth. We are offering you access to these templates, and they become far more potent when engaged through the reverence of our presence with you. If you insist on maintaining a synthetic relationship to this dynamic, you will be more heavily restricted in these potentials than I presume you would like to be. And so I offer you again. There are deep divine potentials here. If you allow us to guide your awareness, you are making an initial choice to request help in how to implement the divine power that exists beyond the dimensions you have known to be normal. And we will treat you with a form of respect that opens you to the potentials we see as most beneficial to your soul.